Good morning, everybody. On this beautiful Saturday morning, we are headed to the Animal Kingdom, and we are going to explore the world of Pandora. So that's going to be great. And I also want to get a peek at the construction, or I should say the destruction, of the dinosaur area. The primeval world, I heard, is being taken down as we speak. So we're going to get an update on that and see how that teardown is going. And we're going to explore Pandora and probably grab some food. I think we're going to try and do Yak and Yeti.
Yeah,
try and do Yak and Yeti for lunch. It's one of our favorite places. So we'll see if we can get in.
And we're ready to be hot, because it is the hottest park in Disney World.
It's definitely hot there.
It's so hot.
It's very moist. Very moist. All right, so stay tuned.
We made it to Disney's Animal Kingdom. Let's go in. Looks like the annual pass holder entrance line is longer than the regular lines, which is actually not unusual. Sometimes it is shorter, sometimes it's longer, but I will say, just as a heads up, even if it is longer, it does typically move a little bit faster than the regular lines. Obviously, with nobody in line, it doesn't matter. But if the lines are long, the pass holder one, even if it's longer, it probably moves faster because typically pass holders know how the system works. They know how to scan their magic band or their ticket, do the fingerprint, get through really quickly. They don't typically have issues with it working or not working. So, just keep that in mind. When you first enter Animal Kingdom, you will see there is a path on the left and there is a path on the right. Good news is that both paths go to the same exact spot. They reconverge at the top of the hill, so it doesn't matter which path you take. There are different animals and birds and things like that on each path, so you want to be sure to go through each one. But when you're coming into the park, if you're just trying to get somewhere quickly, it doesn't matter which path you take. Either one will take you into the main area of the park. Immediately to the right of entering Animal Kingdom, you will find the wheelchair rentals. And just a quick story, I actually hurt my foot really badly one year when we were coming to Animal Kingdom. And I decided I was going to get one of the regular push wheelchairs. And just a warning, Animal Kingdom, unlike the other parks, is a very hilly park. So there are a lot of ups and downs. And I will tell you, I'm not used to being in a wheelchair, and so I rented one of these push wheelchairs, and I made it to right about there before I ended up bringing the wheelchair back. So that didn't work out. I would highly recommend, if you're coming to Animal Kingdom and you need a wheelchair, I would definitely consider one of the electric wheelchairs to get around, because it is very difficult doing a push wheelchair in this park. Just made it out of the two paths and where they reconverge, and we've made it to the Tree of Life. This is a great photo opportunity for anybody. There are typically Disney cast members here waiting to take your picture, but also a good spot to get a photo if you don't have the photo pass. At nighttime, you will notice that the tree will be completely lit up. They have regular showings of projections on the tree as well. They are sort of different depending on which one you get. Unfortunately, Animal Kingdom isn't always open late at night when it's dark out, so you've got to be here on a day where it's open during the evening hours when it's dark to actually get a view of that. The same thing will be true for Pandora. You can't always, it's actually really beautiful at night, but unfortunately, if the park is not open late enough, you won't get to see that. I just arrived at Animal Kingdom a few minutes ago, and I am already heading to get some food. I am starving. It's about lunchtime, and I haven't eaten yet, so we're going to head over to Yak and Yeti and see if we can get in, get a table. We don't have a reservation, and I will tell you a little bit of a secret once we get there. So if you're headed to Yak and Yeti, you're going to take a right when you get to that Tree of Life. Head over the Asia Bridge, which you can see straight ahead, and that takes you right to Yak and Yeti, which is straight ahead as well. You can see it in the distance. Yeti beware. Guardian of the realm of the snows. Yeah, these little placards are pretty much everywhere over here in the in this area of the park. So looks like we need to watch out for Yetis. Look at this tree outside of Yak and Yeti. It's cool. It's got this interesting stone sculpture here, and this really cool tree up here that's got all these little like scarvy pieces of cloth hanging down. Got some bells. Very similar to what you would actually see in that culture. So it's a really interesting tree. Here we are at the Yak Yeti Restaurant. You can see there's actually a line just to even get into the building to see if there's even a table. So we'll find out how this goes here, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to get a seat. Okay, so here we are at the Yak Yeti Restaurant. We just went in. You saw there was a long line, and they were quoting the people in front of us 2 hours and 45-minute wait to eat. We only have to wait 40 minutes. You want to know why? It's because of this little beauty right here. This is the Landry's card. Highly recommend it. So what the Landry's card allows you to do is it allows you to actually shortcut the line. If you are a Landry's card holder, typically if there's not a long wait, if there's not a lot of people there, you will get the next available table. Unfortunately, if it's super busy like it is right now, you may have a little bit of a wait, but a 40-minute wait, a lot better than a 2 hour and 45-minute wait. You can use it at Bubblegum Shrimp Company over in City Walk at Universal. You can use it at Rainforest Cafe in Disney Springs. The Rainforest Cafe here in the Animal Kingdom. You can use it at the T-Rex restaurant at Disney Springs. Obviously Yak and Yeti as well. And then you can use it at all of the different Landry's seafood restaurants, Landry's restaurants outside of Disney, even in your home city, outside of Florida. It doesn't have to be a Florida restaurant as long as it's a Landry's restaurant. There is one catch. You do have to buy the card. I believe when we bought it, we've had this card for, I don't even know, 10 years or something. When we bought it, it was only $25. And they actually had a promotion at the time where if we bought it, they gave us a $25 gift card that we could then use for a future purchase. So we basically got it for free. I'm not 100% sure how much it costs now, but if you are going to be in the Orlando area or visiting Landry's restaurants pretty frequently and you know there's long waits, this thing can save you a lot of time. So I highly recommend it. One other tip for the Landry's card, you don't actually have to have your card on you as long as you have the app on the phone. So there is a Landry's app. You can actually sync your card to it and you can pull it up there. So if you don't have your physical card but you have your phone, you have the app, you can actually pull it up, show them your number, and they'll let you right in.
If you've ever been to Animal Kingdom and you think this is the hottest place on earth, it is definitely the hottest park because they have it set up as a rainforest. So it is definitely hot. Everything is separated. So if you're going from like Pandora to Expedition Everest, it's a really, really long walk. Everything's kind of far away. I mean, you can stop in the gift shops and stuff on the way to cool off a bit, but it is definitely very, very hot. Yeah, so make sure you drink a lot of water.
Yeah, we just found like one of the very few shady spots. There's a big tree right here, so I figured we could stop here and talk a little bit, but it is so hot in this park because there's no shade, and you're literally getting baked by the sun, and it's so moist here.
Very moist.
And I'm guessing it's weird because there's so many bushes and trees, yet no shade.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like the trees and the bushes are all just really short, or they're far off the paths, but there's a ridiculous amount of bushes and trees, yet no shade. So it's extremely hot and very moist.
Which doesn't really bother me because I love the heat, but for most people, including my children, it bothers them, and it'll probably bother you. So you could buy yourself one of those little fans you spray yourself water with that has a little fan on it, or just drink a lot of water and stop in the gift shops because it is a lot of fun. But just so you know, it's blazing here.
Yeah, and this is a really important park to plan. You don't have to plan necessarily ahead, but it's a good idea to maybe just give it a look-see on the app to know where the places are and kind of plan out your route, because you definitely don't want to walk from Pandora to Expedition Everest and then back to the safari. Like if you go in that order, you're gonna want to shank yourself because
it's very hilly.
A lot of walking and it's very hilly.
Yeah.
It's very warm. So I highly recommend kind of having a plan of attack and then maybe doing like a loop. It is set up in like sort of a circle a little bit-ish, and then you add on the Pandora area. So if you plan it ahead of time, you can be efficient. If you don't, you're going to be a lot of walking and a lot of hot.
The whole place is a hill. Like, I feel like you're always just walking up or down a
It
hill.
literally is the
whole-
old adage of like uphill both ways somehow.
It really is.
It really
But it
is.
is fun. Don't let it deter you from coming. I love it, but just
Yeah.
know that it is hot.
Find some shady spots. There's not many of them. Get into the air conditioning. The thing is, even a lot of the stores are outside.
They're open air.
Yeah, they're open air.
Not
so
all
like
of 'em.
they have shade, but then there's no breeze, so it's just stifling in some of the shops. It's even worse. So, get out, drink lots of water, keep yourself hydrated, and just prepare for it. But okay, we're making it out a little bit more dramatically than it probably is, but sometimes
It's not that
just
dramatic for me, but it
baking.
is dramatic for other people because once again, I love heat.
There you go. So I just came into one of these open air shops. And because it's open air, I wasn't 100% sure if I needed to put my mask on, because you don't need to have a mask on in outdoor areas within any of the parks. Some of the rides, even if they're completely outdoor, you don't need to wear a mask. So I did ask the cast member, and she said you do need a mask on when you're in these open air sort of stores. So just a heads up that if you're going into an open air store, keep your mask on. Oh, hey, look. There is some monkeys out here. Or, I don't know, gibbons? Monkeys? I don't know. I'll have to check in. I'll have to look for that. He was just swinging around. Oh, here we go. Here he goes. Oh, no, I distracted him. Let me see if I'm quiet, if he actually swings around. Hey, there he goes. Oh! I'm surprised they're actually out. It's really warm out, and some of the other displays, there's nothing out, and so we got a couple of rock stars out here. Decided they're gonna show off for us, so that's exciting. Hi. Ooh, that one just went to the bathroom. That's awkward. I just found out that these are white cheek gibbons. And apparently the one over there, they are called Simings. I actually don't think I've ever heard of the word Simings before, so I'm going to see if I can catch a glimpse of them. But those are white cheek gibbons. So I don't know if it's accurate to call it a monkey or not. I'm assuming. I think that's like the broader term for it, or gibbon, like I said, but white cheek gibbons. Oh, it doesn't look like there's any Simings out, but maybe we'll catch them later. But they are in this little paddock right here, which is right off the main strip, kind of going past the Cali River Rapids. So the white cheek gibbons were in the one a little bit further back, right next to the actual entrance to Cali River Rapids, if you're looking for them. We'll see if we can catch these Simings later. But for now, it looks like it's too hot for them to be out. All right, so we came back by this paddock here, and they're actually out. So you can see them.
Oh, yeah!
Trees, trees, trees everywhere, trees everywhere. No shade. No shade. Yeah. We found a tuk-tuk here over in the Asia section. So, interestingly, this is called a tuk-tuk. And if you know your Disney movies, what else is called a tuk-tuk? Huh? Yeah, the little roly-poly guy who rolls around on the Raya and the Last Dragon. So I'm going to assume that they named him a tuk-tuk because he's sort of her transportation, because that's what these tuk-tuks are in Asia. So, pretty cool find. Obligatory Joffrey shot. All right, entering into the Yak Yeti Restaurant. There is a small bar over here on the right. There is a small bar over on the right. There is an elevator right here as well, and then there's the restrooms. So there is a main staircase that actually takes you up. We'll take that up to go up to our table. Thanks, sir. I really love the theming of this restaurant, and actually I love the theming all around this entire area. So it's all set around this fictional area called Anandapur or Anandapur. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it, but it's designed to look like a small town in the Himalayas. And so I just really love it. They've carried through the theme from the restaurant of Yak and Yeti. It's all through the parks, Expedition Everest, all of those things are themed that way. So it's really a cool experience to come into Yak and Yeti and eat some of the food around here, because there's a lot of interesting dishes, Indian dishes, Asian-inspired dishes as well, that would be actually popular in those regions and surrounding regions, Himalayas, India area, Asia, China. So it's a really cool experience. It's a great restaurant, great theming, and it fits right in with this area. So first off here, we have the chicken tikka masala with the naan bread. Now this is the combination lo mein. It's got lo mein noodles, it's got some veggies in it, it's got shrimp, beef, and chicken. So looking forward to that. That looks delicious. And here we have the miso salmon. She got it cooked well done. Substituted out the coconut rice for the fried rice, and then we got some vegetables on the side.
I'm going to try this now. I know Steve said I'd get it well done, but I actually asked for it extra well done, because that's just how I like my food burnt. So let me go ahead and give it a try. It's very good. I've had this here before, and it's just, I think there's a glaze on top of it of some sort. I'm not actually sure what it is, but it's very good. And the vegetables look like they're cooked perfectly. They always are when I come here. They're not mushy or too hard. They're the perfect, texture. And I love their fried rice here. It's so good. This is hands down one of the best restaurants to eat at in all of Disney.
I got the combination lo mein, and I know that you can get that dish at pretty much any Asian restaurant, but I absolutely love their combination lo mein here at Yak and Yeti. I've had it many times. It's just fantastic. It's always cooked well. The vegetables are always very firm and crisp, not overcooked. The meat is always super great, super tender, super juicy. The shrimp are on point. It's just got a great flavor. You can put soy sauce in it. It doesn't even need it, but if you like a lot of extra soy sauce, you can put it in there. They do have it at the table. And it is just an amazing dish. I love it. I would definitely get it again because I've eaten it many times. And then the chicken tikka is also spot on here. I will warn you, it's pretty spicy. So if you don't like a super spicy chicken tikka, it may not be the one for you. It's spicy for me. I don't really eat hot food. I can't really take spicy stuff. So most people probably don't think it's spicy or super spicy, but for me it's a little bit too hot. So if you like milder flavors in your Indian cuisine, this probably isn't the one for you. But if you like spicier stuff, it is actually quite amazing. The naan's great. The chicken's always amazing, very well cooked. So overall, the food here has just been fantastic as always. Highly recommend it. I think one of the best sit-down restaurants in all of Disney, quite frankly. So, yep, highly recommend. Do you ever wonder whose job it was to walk around all the concrete here when it was installed and put little imprints of feet and leaves and grass in it? Just me? Okay. So I had heard that the demolition had begun on the primeval whirl here. They are tearing this down, and they're going to maybe put something else here. I don't know if they're just going to change the whole Dino Land, but I had heard that the demolition had begun. So far I haven't seen anything. Oh, there's some. There's some. I see it here. It's kind of ripped up. I have to say I'm not sorry to see this ride go. It was not only extremely uncomfortable, no matter what size person you were riding it, it also was really bad for the back. And I'm not usually one to complain about jarring motions or super uncomfortable ride cars, But this one was kind of rough. So not really sad to see it go. Anxious to see it get torn down and replaced. However, I won't be super thrilled if they end up replacing the dinosaur ride, which we're going to head to next, because I love that ride. So I don't know what they're going to do with this whole area here. I don't know if they're going to rebrand it, do something different with it. But I'm not really seeing a lot of demolition happening here, as I had heard. So we'll give some more updates as we see this start to come down. And as soon as we know something about what's going to replace it, we'll update you. Hey, how's it going there? Here we go. We are entering into the world of Pandora. Coming across the bridge, this is one of 2 access points. The other one is over by the Lion King show that leads straight to Africa. I don't know if you can hear all the bug sounds in here. Obviously artificial, but gives it that ambient sound that I love. One of the things that you'll notice when you enter into Pandora that is somewhat unique, there's one other place where you will smell it, and that is it smells like green peppers. If you smell as you're coming in, if you've got a good nose, you can pick up this scent of, smells to me like green peppers. And I believe it's the plants, obviously, that they decided to put into this area of the park. But I always notice it, I always smell it, so when you're coming through, let me know if you've smelled it before, if you also smell it, or if I'm just crazy. But the other place, I can smell it really well here. The other place that I smell it is heading into Adventureland in Magic Kingdom. So whenever you're going across that bridge heading into Adventureland, I always also smell that green pepper smell. So those are the 2 places that I usually smell it. I love these floating rocks here. It gives it, the way they've constructed it, gives it that effect as though those rocks are literally just floating up in the middle of the air. Very similar to the actual movies itself. You can't really see it that well, but there's kind of a yellowish tinge color on the concrete here. And that is obviously to make the concrete look interesting, but it also glows in the dark. So at nighttime, if you're not able to get here at night, if you've never seen this at night, I highly recommend coming back when it's actually open late at night so that you can get the full experience, because Pandora during the daytime, which is what we're going to see today, is completely different from Pandora at nighttime. It's almost feels like a different park altogether. It's absolutely beautiful. If you've seen the movie, if you've seen the Avatar movie, if you have ridden the Flight of Passage ride in those dark areas of the movie or dark parts of the ride, when everything's lit up and glowing, that's really what it feels like when you're in this park at night. So they did a fantastic job bringing it to life. It's actually stunning. So we'll do a video at night when the park starts to reopen later at night. But for now, we're going to do the daytime. And it looks like we are heading straight to Flight of Passage. So we're going to ride this first. Right now, it's about an hour wait. We'll see if it actually ends up being an hour or not. This is a fairly long queue, but it's very, very cool to look at. See all the plants and things that they've built, just all the detail. Really makes you feel like you're actually in the world of Pandora. They brought the movie to life in such a stunning way. It's actually pretty busy here today. It is a Saturday. Don't always come on the weekends. Weekdays are much better. But we decided to come here today. So it's a little bit longer wait than it would be. It's a lot better than when it first opened. Long while back, if you remember. Many hour wait. 60 minutes isn't too bad. shot of a waterfall here coming down. Pretty good view of the park. These little fun fact, if you've never seen it, these little tubules, I don't know what else to call them right here, these are actually lights. So at nighttime they actually light up, so there'll be a little light shining there to help mark the pathway. Okay, so what do we think about Flight of Passage? It's obviously been out for a while. You know, other rides, I think, you know, back in its day it was top-notch ride, and there's been a lot of other rides. Star Wars has come out, Galaxy's Edge, you know, a lot of other things have come out since Flight of Passage was created. So, what do we think about Flight of Passage?
It's still one of the best rides in all of Disney. It is my son Max's favorite ride in all of Disney, and it is definitely better than Rise of Resistance. We waited a really long time for it to open and be finished, and it's definitely worth the wait.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I think definitely the best, I think the best ride in any of the parks. I think if you're talking about true roller coasters, you could argue that maybe a roller coaster is better, like Velocicoaster, but when it comes to non-roller coasters, I still think this is the best. I love all the paintings on the wall. You notice throughout this entire ride, through the entire queue, there will be lots of paintings. This sort of gives a little bit of a taste as to what the external Pandora actually looks like at nighttime. Sort of this glowy, dark effect, paint on the walls and the ground, and it's really cool. We're now entering the Mountain Banshee project.
But it was pretty
Wow. Definitely don't want to get stung by one of those. That looks like iced tea and apple juice. Maybe it's a secret recipe for apple tea? Huh. Ooh, look at this one. Okay. More dirt, more activity. Activity slowed when the water's clean. Okay, so whatever that thing is, it likes dirt. Or it likes to clean up dirt. Ooh, look at this. Oh, wow. Huh. That's kind of cool. Okay, now this definitely has to be the coolest I don't know, animatronic, I don't know, whatever this is, in the parks. The one in Navi River probably gives a run for its money, but this is really cool. Simulating wind turbines. If you've ever wondered how tall the avatars actually are in the movie, there's a thing on the wall here. They are that tall. So I only come up to about his waist. Yeah, they're pretty tall.
I come up to its butt.
We are at the Windtraders shop, the Windtraders store, right at the exit of Flight of Passage. I want to point out a couple of interesting things here. There's actually this Ace avatar maker here that is not currently operating due to COVID, I assume. I don't know if they're going to bring it back, but it's a pretty interesting thing. You can actually go over there, they'll take a picture of your face, and then they will build you an avatar figurine like this, sort of like a toy, that actually has your face, what your face would look like as an avatar. And then they actually build it, and you get to take it home. And then there's a really interesting image of an eatery here. Right outside of Windtraders, there is the Pongu Pongu snack shop, drink shop here. And I will tell you, they sell some alcoholic beverages here. This line gets really, really long. It's actually really short right now, but I've seen it very long because it's one of the few spots inside of the Pandora area that actually sells alcohol. And right in front of it is this really cool mech here that's from the movie. If you're looking to grab a meal in Pandora, pretty much the only spot for that is going to be right here at the Satuli Canteen, which again, right next to the Pongu Pongu. It's going to be your only option really for grabbing a meal per se. You can get snacks in a couple of different places, but really the only place to get a meal is going to be this canteen. Here's a quick shot of the menu. And of course, no trip to Pandora is complete unless we have picked up a new stuffed animal. Hey, little guy. Oh, come on, take it easy. Oh, here we go. Somebody over here is pretty good at these. Look at this. There we go. Try to give it a pound. Like, that girl looks back at me like I had no rhythm whatsoever. We just got back from a great day at Animal Kingdom. I think we got a lot of stuff accomplished. A lot of things we had to call an audible on the Navi River ride. We did not end up riding that. We were in line and it broke down, so we ended up going over to Kilimanjaro Safari. So it was a win-win situation all around.
I love the safari. So.
Yeah. So what was your favorite thing? What'd you do?
My favorite thing is probably Flight of Passage. That ride amazes me every single time I ride it. I forget how good it is until I get on it again. I'm like, oh yeah, this is why it's one of the best rides in Disney.
Yeah. It was only a 40-minute wait though. It said 60, but it only took 40 to get on. So, you know, their wait times always be capping for sure.
So they're never this time. They're always less time than what it says.
Always less. Unless it says 5 minutes, then it's 30 minutes. So, but for the most part, if it goes the other way, if it's long, it's less. Yeah, Flight of Passage. I mean, fun fact: Flight of Passage is one of only a handful of rides. Actually, I don't even know if there are any other ones. And it's one of only a few rides, or the only ride, I'm not sure, that actually has a bathroom midway through the line.
Yeah, I noticed that today. I've never seen a bathroom in the middle of a line before.
Yeah, so
I think they anticipated a lot of people waiting in line for that ride because it's so good.
When you build a bathroom halfway through the line, you're probably going to be there a while. Yeah. So if you have to go to the bathroom and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can make it, halfway through the line, there's one at Flight of Passage. I don't know, leave it. Let us know if there's other rides that have a bathroom halfway through the line. Put them in the comments. So, Yes, Flight of Passage I think was my favorite thing again too. I mean, I love Rise of the Resistance and a bunch of the other rides, but nothing quite gets me like Flight of Passage. It's just
The
amazing.
smells
The
of that
smells, the
ride.
wind. I
Yeah.
really feel like I'm on the back of a Banshee and I'm just flying. So, thanks for joining us. I hope to see you again. And the Noble Way is the easy way.